Hey everyone, Brobuscus here, and you know what time it is. It's time for a death battle. This episode, I'm excited for this one. We got Dante from Devil May Cry. We got Dante from Devil May Cry versus Clive from Final Fantasy. You like this? I kind of want to keep doing this. This looks kind of fire. Uh, um, all right. Well, I would say before we get into it, of course, there should be a link in the description below. You can go watch the actual episode yourself. Go support the official release before watching some random guy on YouTube react to it. Okay? Got it? Cool. Okay. So, I am very excited for this fight. You want to know why? Because, I'm kind of a big Devil May Cry fan. I'm gonna move my mic up just a little bit more. Hopefully the audio's fine, because I ran into some troubles on the podcast. If you watch the podcast, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so yeah, I'm super excited for this one. I played all 5 of the Devil May Cry games in like a week and a half to prep for this fight. I have also gotten around to reading the Dreamwave comics. They aren't super great, but I read them. I read 3 out of the 4 novels, and I watched both the original anime and the Netflix show. Netflix show, not that bad, okay? Like, I personally thought it was alright. But yeah, now, as opposed to, Clive, unfortunately, I have not played Final Fantasy 16. I do apologize for that. Maybe one day I'll get around to it, but I really don't have the time to add a 50-hour long game to my playthrough. Okay. So yeah. But from what I've seen, Clive does seem pretty cool. FF16 does look like a fun game. I'm not a super big Final Fantasy fan, but, you know, thankfully none of the games really have anything to do with each other, so... And, I mean, hey, the combat in that game was designed by the guy who did the combat for Devil May Cry 5, so... So, you know, I can't hate that. I love Devil May Cry 5, so chances are I'll probably like that game too. But yeah, unfortunately, my knowledge on Clive, okay, maybe not my knowledge, but my investment in Clive and in Final Fantasy is not super high, unlike Devil May Cry. So I think you can tell who I want to win this one. Yeah, like I said, big Devil May Cry fan. But the question is, do I think he's going to win? Do I think Dante wins this? Well, that is ultimately the question, isn't it? Because, I'm not sure. If you've seen the podcast, if you've read the G1 blog, which I was also a part of, you'll know where I voted on there. You'll know that on both of those I voted for Dante. So I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. I still stand by that. So we'll go ahead and put the Dante thing here. But I'm not for neither on neither the podcast nor the G1 blog was I super confident either way. The way I see it, right, is that it seems to me that Clive might have the edge when it comes to, like, power. Which in any other fight would probably be enough. The thing is that Dante, I mean both of them, but Dante especially, has, like, a shit ton of weapons and abilities and hacks that I think he has the means to stay in the fight even with a disadvantage in power. I think he's faster, even if by a little bit, at least at first. Um, I think that gap is only going to get. I mean, granted, okay, so I know both of them have transformations. You know, Dante has his Devil Trigger, his Sin Devil Trigger. Clive has, I believe it's Ifrit Risen. Um, I'm not entirely sure what the correlation is on which one, like which one's grants better boosts in stats, but at least on like this on like a baser level, they're both roughly I would feel more comfortable saying they're both roughly around even in power, with maybe Clive having a slight edge, whereas when it comes to speed, I'd say Dante has a pretty, like, maybe not huge lead, but a lead nonetheless. And then on top of that, he has Quicksilver, the Bangle Time, and just so many weapons. My mindset is that Dante is going to overwhelm Clive. And I don't and on the one hand, I don't think, just from everything I've seen, I'm not super convinced that Clive is that much stronger than Dante. And then on the other hand, even if he is a lot stronger, Dante has stuff like sealing and like soul separation, like rebellion, like separated a demon from a woman that was possessing a woman. I think the main thing that's gonna be detrimental for Dante, what could lead to a Clive victory, is his adaptation. Sorry. Not to say Dante is bad when it comes to adapting to his situation either, but Clive seems like he does it better. And that sort of adaptation could take out Dante if the fight goes on for a little too long. If the fight goes on for too long. But even then, for me, like, worst case scenario, Dante has stuff like yellow orbs and gold orbs that can bring him back, and bring him back to like peak condition. And then just one use of that is gonna be enough for him to be like, maybe I should avoid doing that. Because, like, the thing is, I know people are gonna talk about how Dante is like a carefree, cocky son of a bitch, but like, he knows when to take things seriously. Like, he's only really been super cocky when it's like something he knows he's above. But when it comes to like Argosax or Virgil, Dante is like, all right, time to lock in. And then on top of that, like I said, his speed, his time stop abilities. I know Clive also has time stop abilities, but I think Dante being faster helps him out better in that regard. Also, from what I've heard, Quicksilver at least is more flexible. It lasts for a lot longer than Clive's options. And then Dante is ungodly skilled. He beat a guy with precognition who could basically see the future and had like knowledge of like everything. Hell, he even picked up some of Sparta's skills, and Dante still beat him. So, I am going to side with Dante, as I mentioned earlier. Am I confident in this call? Absolutely not. But to be fair, I don't think I'd be super confident even if I ended up going with Clive. So, but we'll see what the analysis has to say. Maybe I'll get a better answer from there. I could also be coping. I'm going to go ahead and bring out that possibility right now. because of how much I want Dante to win, I could just be prioritizing his arguments over Clive's, and that's 100% possible. We'll see, though. But with that being said, let's rock. All right.
Dante versus Clive.
DMC's Devil Hunter versus Final Fantasy's Shield of Rosalia. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's
I am so excited for this. Either way, this is going to be a sick-ass fight. Bringing Torian back is so fun.
It's a dangerous world out there.
This battle covers spoilers for Devil May Cry.
Evil businessmen lust for power.
Good.
And every
Good
day
to know.
brings a new cataclysm humanity must face.
This world may seem like the end, but for a devil hunter like Dante, it's party time. Who'd expect anything less from the son of the legendary demon Sparta?
A dark knight who, thousands of years ago, woke up to justice and sealed away the demon lord, Mundus.
But then Sparta mysteriously died, and his wife got iced by some demons, leaving Dante and his brother Virgil separated.
Despite a long-gone family, Dante kept a chipper attitude and set up a business dedicated to one thing.
Killing demons? And with the blood of Sparta running through him, he's the best in the business.
By harnessing his own demonic energy, Dante bolsters his speed, power, and durability, letting him block kaiju-sized punches, move faster than a meteor,
and regenerate like an unstoppable force of nature. As long as he has the energy, he can heal from getting shot, stabbed, sliced through. Basically anything.
Even without his regeneration, he survived heat that would reduce the layman to ash.
Yeah.
But no hunter is complete without
I didn't forget to talk
arsenal,
about his regeneration.
and Dante's got one hell of a sword left by his dad, Rebellion. Plus ebony and ivory, 2 magic pistols with endless ammo clips. And they say the perfect gift doesn't exist.
But Dante's full arsenal is far larger and stranger.
Like King Cerberus, a shape-shifting set of
There's
elemental
so
nunchucks.
many.
Cavalier, a pair of buzzsaws that are also a motorcycle. Balrog, fiery fisticuffs for boxing and capoeira. And Navan, a guitar. An electric guitar.
There's
Literally.
also Lucifer, a backpack of endless laser swords that Dante got after slaying... Actually, we never see how he beat Lucifer.
Yeah, you know someone's a badass when they off-screened the actual devil. Then there's my fave, Dr. Faust, a sentient hat that turns Dante into basically Orville Peck. Oh, and shoots crystallized demon blood.
Dante needed this and much more when he got a warm welcome from the brother he thought long dead. In a twist of fate, Virgil was alive, but went down a very different path.
While Dante was partying, Virgil studied the blade, seeking the power he needed to exert his will, even if it meant killing his own brother. Something he came close to doing in their first meeting.
But the defeat only spurred Dante's awakening. He learned to teleport using Trickster, slow down time through Quicksilver, and double-team foes with Doppelganger.
With
Doppelganger's nice too.
Right timing, he can royal guard dang near anything, then use the absorbed energy to armor up as a dreadnought.
And then there's Devil Trigger, a super form Dante achieves through his supernatural power. By tapping into his inner demon, Dante can fly and gains an enormous boost in speed and power.
Naturally, his rematch with Virgil went very differently, and that was far from Dante's peak.
When Mundus got up to his old tricks, Dante battled the Demon Lord in a vast sea of stars, a universe Mundus created on a whim. Even later, Dante one-shot a stronger alternate future Mundus who had completely merged with the demon world.
So he's kind of a big deal. Literally, Mundus became a living universe just for Dante to shoot him in the face.
Then there's Argosax, a god so astronomically intense, he had the power of every other demon in existence, a divine deity of the sun that Dante also shot in the face.
Oh, that guy. I completely forgot about him.
Funny.
That's okay. So did everybody.
Despite how powerful Argosax was, he was just an insignificant Tuesday to Dante.
So it's safe to say Dante had become the strongest around.
Yeah.
But no amount of style, pizza, or wahoos could fill the hole in his heart. Sure, Virgil was a power-hungry weeb, but he was still his bro. Beneath Dante's antics, killing the last of his family kinda messed him up.
Until he learned his family wasn't as gone as he thought. It turns out he had a nephew, Nero, who Dante would help get into the family business in his own unconventional way.
And for dead weight, Nero was pretty badass. even helping Dante take on the so-called Demon King Urizen. Nero's Devil Breaker arm can fire light-speed lasers that Dante and Virgil have dodged.
Dante and Virgil can already dodge lasers in their base forms, but when charged with enough demonic energy, they can outright blitz beams over 11 times faster than light.
Nero even survived getting melted down while inside a living statue. It's a long story.
And that's the same sort of regeneration that Dante has, meaning he can survive being turned into a puddle.
So Dante was ready when Virgil somehow returned again and made an apocalyptic
He has a knack for that.
demon tree for what else? More power.
With the entire world now on the line, Dante had to get serious and fully embrace his human and demon sides alike by stabbing himself.
Holy shit, Dante has been impaled so much, he decided to make it how he powers up. So he got his greatest weapon, Devil Sword Dante, and became Sin Devil Trigger. This is Dante's demon energy at its peak. He can fire lasers with Loose, obliterate with the fires of Judgment, and surpass even the legendary Sparta.
But although Dante was totally a match for Virgil, neither of them would budge on their ideals. Both were destined to duel until one was dead forever.
But thanks to Nero and 2 well-placed bitch slaps, they got some sense knocked into him.
Dante realized that if he couldn't make Virgil abandon his ways, he might as well keep an eye on him. In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld.
You can choose your friends, but not your family. But if that's what it takes to keep Virgil safe, or rather to keep the world safe from Virgil, Dante will deal with it. And all things considered, he's happy slugging it out with his bro.
Yeah.
Maybe happier than he's ever been.
Proof that as long as you have the human drive, even hell can become a paradise sweet enough that a devil may cry.
Okay.
Sit down as we tell
All
the
right,
tale
Clive.
of the kingdom of Rosaria and its prince, Clive Rosfield, a man destined to be a dominant.
You obviously have a lot to live up to.
Mighty guardian icon.
Anybody who's a dom can draw on magic life juice called ether, becoming a big scary monster.
And commanding the element they embody to create storms, slay armies, and split the sea. Dominants are forces of nature, and Clive would be the dominant of the Phoenix.
Well, he was supposed to, but Big
The
Bird
guy
said
from
no
Technique.
thanks, and instead picked his sick little brother Joshua. Parents don't play favorites, but I guess ancient monsters can.
Despite the rejection and a deep loathing from his mother Annabella, Clive
Right,
and
so
Joshua
what was
were
that
only
about
kind to one another.
parents can't pick their
Clive
favorites?
saw the burden his brother bore and accepted his blessing of the Phoenix in hopes of becoming Joshua's shield.
Meaning he learned a bunch of magic. He can shoot fire, teleport with Phoenix Shift, and took down this beast before he was even out of puberty.
Even without magic, Clive's a capable swordsman, able to boost his speed and perception with precision dodge. But it wasn't enough when Annabella betrayed Rosaria for the Empire of Sanbreque. In one night, Clive's knights, people, and his own father were slaughtered before him.
Quick, someone use a Phoenix down!
Those aren't in this game.
Well, that's unfortunate. But the Phoenix icon sure is, because the trauma of everything made poor Joshua lose control.
Clive wanted nothing more than to help his brother, and perhaps this desire awakened the icon that was in him all along, the fiery beast, Ifrit.
Boy, is he quite a wild one. Just standing nearby will incinerate the average Joe. It can make fire barriers, regenerate lost limbs, decimate foes with a flaming spirit bomb, and shatter a walking mountain.
The downside being Clive couldn't control it. He didn't even remember becoming Ifrit, or battling the Phoenix in a fight that reduced everything he loved to cinders, leaving Joshua presumed dead.
If that wasn't bad enough, dear old Ma found him the next day and made him a slave to Sanbreque's army. Clive spent 13 years wallowing through life, searching for Ifrit's host for revenge, only to learn the one he wanted to kill was himself.
This revelation hit Clive like a phantom train. He thought
Ha!
that was all he deserved for taking the lives of Joshua and so many others. Even so, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. No, not like that.
Thanks to his friend Jill, the outlaw Sid, his doggo Torgal, and a
Good
very
boy.
therapeutic battle with his self-hatred, Clive learned to carry the torch for his brother, fighting the real problems plaguing his world: crystals and racism.
In the world of Valisthea, prejudice is alive and well for bearers. Basically, anyone who can use magic without special crystals.
So what better way to dismantle the system than to help fellow bearers and destroy the mother crystals ruining the planet, all while picking up some nifty abilities.
Through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with sharp slashes and sharper talons. From Sid, he received Remove, so he could summon lightning.
From his Bane Jill, he got Shiva to freeze lava and even time itself. With Titan, he can block and absorb blows with earth-shattering fists. From this Dragon Prince, he got Bahamut and some deadly lasers.
And through Odin, he can slow the flow of time and slice apart the fabric of space.
For a single second, that's...
Looks familiar.
With these powers,
Yeah, I don't know.
Clive stepped up to lead the bearers.
I think you just made that up,
Even
Boomstick.
reunited with Joshua, who was alive all along.
Hey.
Clive spent 5 years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well, yeah, that way, but also through Ifrit. By using part of Ifrit's power, Clive can set himself aflame, activating Limit Break to boost his abilities.
But Limit Break is far from Clive's limit. After absorbing the Phoenix essence from Joshua, he became Ifrit Risen. Now fully in control of the monster that had tormented him, he embraced his role as a shield for his brother and friends.
Just in time to battle in space, block a planet-wiping blast, and overpower this dragon at the speed of light.
That's no exaggeration. Ifrit Risen is literally stated to move at light speed. Not surprising when Clive has intercepted lasers over 3 times faster than that, and overpowered Omega, a god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation.
But what made Clive strong enough to do all this? You know, besides the majestic man cleavage.
Turns out, Clive's birth was orchestrated. He was intended to become the vessel of Ultima, an ancient, all-powerful being that created humanity, but abandoned them after they developed free will.
Meaning everything that happened was the fault of one person. God, the bastard! But Clive wouldn't be a puppet. If God was in the way of humanity's freedom, then God was gonna die.
Easier said than done.
No shit.
Ultima was stronger than anyone Clive had faced, able to warp all of reality to create a universe. But Clive had a secret not even Ultima foresaw. Over his journey, he developed a special state of mind, Logos.
AKA someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others. Okay, that sounds like anime friendship crap, but trust me, it made Clive a badass who could surpass his limits, getting stronger over the course of just one fight.
So much so that, despite struggling against Ultima initially, by the end of the fight, Clive took out Ultimalius, a more powerful amalgamation of Ultima and his entire species, all while Clive was in his base form.
Ultima literally became Ultima Squared, but Clive still kicked his ass. Using his bonds with his brother, his friends, and his unbridled will, Clive killed God in a giant 999,999 damage punch! Okay, so it really was the power of friendship after all. And this guy's got a future in shonen.
Well, except we don't really know what happened to Clive. Whether he lived or died, though, doesn't really matter. It was his journey and the world he created that made his life meaningful. Clive's dream of a future where everyone can live and die on their own terms had become a reality.
And his stories were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rosfield, which he titled Final Fantasy.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
And pause. I really don't want to, but we're gonna go through this anyway. Oh, geez. Just so you guys know, my heart's starting to race now. Oh, okay. Well, actually, that kind of... Okay, well... Okay, so the stats are a lot lower than I was expecting for both of them. I imagine some of the higher stuff is just a little too hard to explain, or they just don't buy it. I don't know. But either way, overall, though, the idea of what I was talking about earlier still kind of stands. I don't recall them mentioning any sort of like regenerative properties for Clive. Maybe I missed it. There's a lot going on here. Okay, leave me alone. So I still think Dante has the edge in speed. In fact, the gap got a little wider than the accepted stat than what I saw accepted earlier, because it was like 11 times light speed for Judgment Cut End, and then whatever Clive got was like 3 times the speed of light. So that's a gap. It's not a huge gap, but it is a gap. And then, okay, so Dante has Quicksilver. Clive has both Shiva and whatever the cut through space thing. I forget what it's called. I'm a little scared about the cut through space thing, because I don't think they mentioned anything like that for. I don't recall them mentioning something like that. I don't recall them mentioning that Dante has like blocked that before or was like survived that before. Not to mention both the Devil Sword Sparta and the Rebellion had like spatial cutting properties. Since they merged together to form the Devil Sword Dante, I would imagine that sword has it too. Really, what's really scary for me right now is the fact that Clive beat a more powerful version of Ultima in his base form. But at the same time, Dante did the same thing with both Argosax and Abigail. And Void Mundus. Okay, so God, this is a hard one. I kind of want to stick to my guns, though. Nope, no pun intended. Because I didn't see anything that was super convincing. Like going from Dante's analysis to Clive's, I didn't really see anything that convinced me once and for all that Clive, because like they mentioned that, you know, Ifrit is hot enough to turn a normal person into ash, but then they said that Dante survived. That Dante could survive heat like that even without his regeneration. And that's not even like talking about in DMC 2, he gets the amulet, which includes the flame heart, which actually can absorb fire attacks and heal him. I obviously don't want to make too much of a big deal out of that, because A, they didn't mention it, and B, that might get into some like no limits fallacy territory, and I don't want to do that. I may regret this, but I think I'm gonna stick with my guns and go with Dante. Again, I really could be blinded by my biases here. We'll see, though. Fingers crossed. Let's do this. Hey. This is going to be a hard... Oh, this was the track in the preview. Huh. Well, I have some apologies to make.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble, and I'm in the business of dealing with trouble.
Leave now. I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
I like how you can just tell that Dante's a demon. Ah, there's the classic combo. Oh yeah, Trickster is really good to have here too.
Let's ride.
Ooh, Navan.
Fancy yourself a bard?
God, this is sick. You're having a lot of fun with this. Okay. Ah.
No hiding in the shadows anymore, Smokey.
Oh, nice. Doppelganger.
Time to see the light.
Dante doesn't appear to be struggling so far, which is worrying.
What's that?
Okay, that's regular double trigger, I think. Oh, that's fun.
Virgil's got some competition.
Royal Guard coming in clutch.
Still holding out on me? Let's see what your monster can really do.
So the devil cries for more. Let's give him everything we've got. Joshua!
Oh. Sin Devil Trigger. Oh, we're in space. Come on, Dante.
I won't underestimate you.
Still up. Ugh. Come on, Dante.
Please. Just once. I need more.
It's been a bash, Smokey. Jackpot! I need invade!
Oh no.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
After a fight like this, God will be nothing.
Come on. Can I get a win once?
KO! Okay, that was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point.
This was not an easy call to make. Dante and Clive matched each other so closely, it was hard finding a definitive advantage either had. This is best explained through three categories, starting with stats.
Both Dante and Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats.
Mundus and Ultimalius could create universes at a whim, and Dante and Clive defeated them sans their own super forms. Dante and Clive could both consistently intercept lasers at faster-than-light speeds.
And Dante could always amp up with demon juice to briefly outspeed Clive anyway.
But Clive could match that by boosting his own speed and reflexes through precision dodge. Both were so beyond the pale that neither could definitively overpower the other.
Still, given their crazy powers, you'd think one of their abilities would break the deadlock.
Not so much. Dante and Clive could generally match each other blow for blow. be it to teleport, slow down time, flash freeze the other, block and absorb hits, etc.
And Dante could survive the intense flames of Ifrit. He's dealt with heat like that before.
Though Clive did not have a perfect match against Doppelganger, he did have more methods of manipulating time, both more reliable and abusable, in addition to defensive measures like Ifrit's barrier to fall back on to outlast powers like Doppelganger.
But their super forms evened out. Any edge Clive could get from, say, Limit Break or Ifrit Risen, Dante could match with Devil Trigger or Sin Devil Trigger.
In the end, both have answers to most of each other's powers, making it still anyone's win.
Which is why it came down to one major factor: endurance. Just how long could these two keep at it?
While Dante's superforms could undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy.
The longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes, and abilities like Doppelganger, Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger burn through it even faster.
Clive's time in Ifrit Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer, fighting for tens of minutes if necessary. But given how close this match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over.
I know what you're thinking. Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor's way better than Clive's. Clive can regen lost limbs, sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced to a puddle. Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks?
Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything. While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has been overcome in the past because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less demonic energy means a less potent healing factor.
Like when he got knocked out for a month straight by Urizen, only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place.
Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too, becoming even stronger from pure willpower, just like when he fought Ultimalius.
So, for as tough and persistent as Dante was, Clive was able to endure just that much more to get the final edge. The devil was in the details, but Clive's victory is no fantasy.
The winner is Clive Rosfield.
Next time
Son of
on
a
Death
bitch.
Battle.
What do we got? Okay. It's time.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Ash versus Yugi. I knew I was going to regret my choice. Oh boy, I am well, anyway, Ash versus Yugi. That's won't lie to you guys, I've been researching that for the better part of a year now. I'm not quite ready yet, but I'll be there. Especially now that I have a reason to like actually lock in. I'm still kind of shaking, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, okay. Well, I won't go too far into Ash versus Yugi right now. I will have a lot to say when we get to actually talking about it in the group. So I'll hold off for now. As for this episode, well, that hurts actually. I'm a little taken aback by that, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let me just say right now, that fight was cool as shit. Nobody could have done that better than Torian. And everyone else who worked on this as well, of course. Like, don't get me wrong. There was obviously a lot of people who worked on that, and there was a lot of passion in that. I could feel it. This is easily the best Devil May Cry episode. Easily. In fact, I'll even go. Oh, you know, yeah. This is the best final. This is the best episode for both franchises. I'll go ahead and say that right now. But man, that loss stings. I'm gonna be feeling that one for a while. I'll be honest with you. I legitimately thought I had something. I mean, okay, let me stop myself before I start getting into like self-deprecating. This was a close fight, okay? Like, I don't feel invalidated for going for Dante. Just obviously, I was obviously still wrong. I obviously still picked the wrong guy. So, yeah. But no, the fight was really cool. It was a lot of stuff I liked. You know, they had a lot of weapons. I think pretty much all of Dante's styles got utilized in some way. Yeah. It was a really, really damn good fight. And the music was really great. I can't wait to listen to that on its own. The voice acting was pretty solid. I know people were concerned about Dante's voice from the preview that we got on Twitter, but I thought it was good. Yeah. Okay. I don't really have a whole lot more to say. I wish I did, but I'm still gonna be. I think I'm gonna be focusing on the loss the most in this time. So I'm gonna stop myself before it sounds like I am gonna start to hate this fight. But no, this was amazing. Honestly, probably one of my favorite episodes of the year. Might even be one of my favorites of this era. Obviously, I do like Bowser vs. Eggman a lot more, but this was still a lot of fun. This is still a really, really damn good fight. I'm gonna be a little bit in grief over the result for a little bit. So, well, what can you do? Either way, I had a good time, and we'll see what happens with Ash versus Yugi. Will I get a win there? Honestly, God knows. I feel like I'm gonna be back to being conditioned to just expect my preferred characters to lose. So we'll see what happens, though. Fingers crossed. Well, that worked out because that worked so well last time. But whatever. I need to stop before I bring the mood down. I'm sorry. All right. That's all I have to say. That's all I'm going to say for now. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.